I'm Wade.
And I'm Chris.
And we're going to talk to you today about our wired controls. So Chris.
Yes.
Tell us about this beautiful thing here that we've had 4 years, and not 4 years, but for many years, I should say.
Years. Long time.
Be specific, right? These have quite a few uses.
They do. That is specifically a single pole switch. The housing itself is not wide enough for the double pole style switch that has the 6 pins on the back. It'll only do the single line of pins. We can do just about any wiring on there. We can fit pretty large wires, almost up to like a 4-gauge wire would go through it. Of course, you want a multi-conductor, 2 or 3, depending on the switch you've got. You have the option of anything that is single pole, but we can do a double throw, a single throw. We can do a momentary on and off. We can do a continuous on and off, however you want it. And then the wiring option is basically yours. As long as we can fit it through the back orifice, we can wire it up for you.
We can also change the labels out, correct?
We can. We've got a couple customers that do custom. Some like it branded as us, since we have a pretty good name in the industry. Some like it branded as their merchandise. Just make business go back to them, and we're happy to do it either way.
But you can have your company logo here with custom instructions, have it say whatever you'd like, or just show off your brand, your colors.
The good thing is you can have it branded as your company or your particular product. Maybe you don't want your company name on there. You want your product name, model number, something like that. Our stock remote is just going to have like the up and the down. If you're using it for in and out, you probably wouldn't want that. So you're going to want a custom label. Why not brand it?
You just made me hungry for hamburgers, Chris, in and out.
I like hamburgers.
Yeah, it's not even lunch yet, but
we're in Texas, so we stick to Whataburger here.
Yes, we have a Steak and Shake down the road too.
We do.
All right, that's not relevant.
We've got customers, sometimes they want to have that double pole option. Sometimes they want to have multiple switches. This one will not hold that double pole because of the size of the housing. We use just a basic project box to make a custom remote. We can do the custom branding. We'll put an overlay at the toggle switches. We'll brand it for us. We'll brand it for you. We'll put your part number, model number, brand, whatever, match your colors. I believe we can get these in gray and black, I think are the color options we have. And we can put just about any switch in there. We can put lights for indicators. We can do push button, toggle switch is probably the more common. On these, the good benefit is you can do a double pole, a single pole, on and off, momentary, however you want to do it. We can do illuminated toggle switches. There's a lot of options on this.
You can fit a lot in here, and these are easy to source.
They're very easy to source.
So
we keep the boxes in stock for many custom projects. We also have a few for stock. I believe our typical remote caps out about 4 switches. We've done some with 5 in the past. You have to accommodate for all the wires that are going to be in the backside.
So space, they can hold a lot more, and the labeling. This one doesn't have it yet, or have one on it, but you can put, an acrylic label, kind of like we have here. We'll talk about that in a second, or whatever printed sticker label.
We can do vinyl stickers with good 3M adhesive. We can do an acrylic plate that's held on by the switch. We can do metal plates with that same 3M adhesive. It's really up to the customer.
So that would, if that would enhance your product, the quality, the look, the branding. You've got lots of branding opportunities. That's a marketer in me. I'm looking at the different places you can, your specs. If there's a spec list or spec sheet that goes with your equipment, you could put it right here. Absolutely. You've got a big place for a plate. It's space. You've got space. That's sometimes good to work with. And having the smallest possible thing is not always the best idea, because you don't want a remote that's this big and you're trying to operate equipment with.
You got to also think about the people that are working it. If you're using gloves in your work a lot of the time, you don't want to put 10 switches on there that they're always throwing the wrong switch. So just keep that in mind.
That's great. So these are German pins, correct?
I don't think so.
Oh, these are Deutsche pins.
They are.
So tell me about these, Chris.
On this particular one here, we go ahead and crimp the pins on for them, get all that ready, and we just send the plug loose. And then when the customer gets it, they route it into their truck, then they install the plug, and then they run from there on that one there.
Easy enough. These would just snap in. You align them.
Easy to snap in, and then there's a little locking mechanism in it that holds them all in place.
Perfect. So makes it easy for the user to...
Yeah, really easy. We can do just about any plug if it's available in the market. If we don't already have it, we'll get it for you.
That's a hard thing, is when we're talking about this, we're showing just a couple toggle switches, a few pins. There's thousands of options that I've seen out there. So, if you have something specific in mind, Chris is your guy, or someone on his team to talk you through what all options there are that would work best. One thing to consider, I guess, too, I like shiny things, but making sure it's easy to source too. You don't want to get something where there's one odd manufacturer out there. And then, as we all learned a few years ago, supply chains can change.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to have access to components, because we plan on making things for a long time. I'm sure you do too, if you're building equipment. So you want to have something that's got a steady supply. And that's one thing we try and do, is be reliable, to have this in stock, ready to go for you, and be able to get the parts you need.
Yeah. If there's something that we see in the build that's going to be hard to get, we're going to let you know. We don't want to have supply issues on our side, because then we have supply issues with you. So if there's a plug that we don't think the quality is very good, we'll speak up and say, we don't advise this, we don't recommend this. We're happy to use your spec. You're the customer, we'll do what you want. But we're going to let you know we've had issues with these in the past, or look at the reviews on this plug. It's not good. Wires break, the pins fall out.
Yeah.
So we'll do just about anything you want, as long as we can get it. And maybe you want black, but all we can find is gray. We'll let you know. We're not just going to throw gray on there. We'll let you know, hey, black's not available. Is gray okay? And if you want the black, we'll wait until we get the black. We've also taken over projects for people. If they have a team that builds their remotes and they realize this is not cost effective for us, we've got 3 guys here building these and we need them over here building this truck. It's not economical for you to have your well-paid employees building your equipment, sitting there for a week building these remotes. This is what we do. Our team is good at this. This is what they do day in and day out.
Right.
We'll be happy to take over your project. Give us the specs. If you've already got all of the components, send them our way. We'll put them on for you. That's not a problem. We've done that in the past. We've got people that have hydraulic pumps that don't want plugs. They want the DIN connectors from their pumps on the remote. So they pull the DIN connectors off and send them to us. We finish the product and send it back to them.
Excellent.
Happy to do it.
And one of the benefits of us making thousands of these, people get to use our experience in what doesn't work.
Absolutely.
So if we learn things that we can share with you and say, hey, that might not be the direction you want to go, let's adjust and use our experience and
absolutely
let us help.
Yeah. We'll I've had people, I've gone on site and, you show me your truck, show me your product, and tell me how great it is, and this is the best ever, and this is why you want to go with our remote. If I see something that's not living up to what I think your standard should be, I will say, listen, I agree, this is a great product. This could be better, or what if we did this? I'm not going to come take over your project, but I'll be happy to give any advisement that I can from my time doing this.
Always said it, but worth saying again, if you've got a great product, you've invested thousands and maybe millions of dollars in developing and producing, what you don't want to do is put a cheap controller on it or something, anything that's going to make it look less than what it is. Right. I like the way this looks. We took basically one of our standard boxes.
We did.
And tell us about this, Chris. What else does it have on it here? We've got these nice switches.
Well, this is one of our push button switches. We'll get to those in another video. But what we did is we basically took the push button out of it because the mechanism that the customer needed wasn't going to work in any of our other housings.
Okay.
So he liked that style remote, but the push buttons in that remote weren't going to work for his application.
Okay.
So we took some time, looked at it, and realized if we take the push button mechanism out of it, we can use toggle switches in it. Toggle switches wouldn't fit, so we designed an acrylic plate that would hold the toggle switches on that push button housing. We can fit all the wires we need in there, so now we can do exactly what he wanted to do in the housing that he liked with his wiring. We've got double pole, double throw switches.
Okay.
This one here is double pole, double throw, and I think a single pole on off. This was a pretty neat build here. You were talking a minute ago about the cost of producing thousands and thousands of dollars. Even these remotes take so much time and development. You could be $5,000, $10,000 in the development of a remote. You could just as easily call us and say, hey, what do you got? And you've got a phone call invested instead of thousands of something that will work, won't work. We do this. Let us give you some advice. happy to help every time. This one here, we don't do this. This one's plugging into an actuator on his specific vehicle. We don't do that, but he told us it's a Molex connector. We'll be happy to do it.
Okay.
Ring terminals to attach everywhere else. It was a neat build. We enjoyed doing it. And this is just a great customer of ours that's really turned into a good relationship on top of just good sales.
Yeah, it helps if you like the people you're working with.
It does quite a bit.
So that's why they don't let me work with people. Yeah. I see the creativity y'all have in coming up with these. What do you see if you were telling someone on your elevator pitch of what you see us doing well in this area? What would you say?
It's fun going back and forth with a customer, just pitching ideas, what you want, what our capabilities are, and then just kind of finding out that we had more capabilities than we thought. The pride I've got, I guess you could say, when I started, back when the dinosaurs were still walking the earth, what we did for controls then versus what we do now, we used to be where our customers are. This is what we found. This is what we use. It's an off-the-shelf remote. Now we're the ones that are supplying the remotes to people that were where we were at one time. You look online, I need a remote that does this. It's on and off from my winch or from my pump. No branding. It's what everybody else has. I need it to do this. So then I buy it in and maybe I got a good deal on it. Maybe it was $15, $20 for the remote, but then to get it to do what I need to do, I've got to find a sticker to put my name on it so people know it's mine. I've got to cut this off and splice this and change this and then find out that the wires are too small. So I've got to change the wires. And before you know it, I've built a custom remote from a remote that I bought cheap. And now I've got more money in it than had I gone to a supplier.
Right.
Some suppliers work well, some don't work well because they don't know the industry. We know the industry because we are where you were.
That's how we got to where we are.
Yeah,
there was no one doing this that we could find, at least who understood a smaller or to medium-sized business.
So we kind of found that we were able to, instead of buying just a cheap stock remote from the internet wherever we found it, that we were just buying the components and building what we needed. And we realized we're kind of good at this. We're building a decent product. But then we over time, people will say, "Hey, can I get this remote for mine?
Right?
But can you put my sticker on it?" Like, well, no, it's ours. This is what we do. This is our remote.
Not a very good salesman.
I wasn't. I was in production at the time, so no, you're not going to get my remote.
Right.
But then you realize, why not? Why could we not do this? We sell winches and we sell ag equipment.
Right.
And we sell the remotes for our stuff. Why would I not look into that? So we just, little by little, we ventured into that and found out we're actually really good at this.
That's a good way of explaining it. Yeah, we've been in the same situation you're probably in if you're watching this video. So if you're making equipment, you need a control for it. This is just one style we offer. Give us a call. We'd love to help. Don't forget to poke and like and subscribe and Snapchat us and add us to your top 5 spaces on MySpace.
I love MySpace.
Yeah, mine too.
1998.
Still have it.
MySpace.
I don't know. I haven't logged in a few years.
I don't know.